The 2020 election is right around the corner, and one major question is how each candidate will impact people's wealth planning and portfolio strategy. Joining us now is Sandi Bragar. She is with Aspiriant, a managing director there. So, Sandi, are people actually in your line of work talking about this? Or is it just us saying, oh, gosh, what's going to happen to the market if this person gets elected or that person gets elected? Or is this an actual practical matter for clients?
It's definitely something that everyone's thinking about, both internally at Aspiriant and across clients. Topic du jour for sure. And I have to say that with the year 2020, it seems like we should have perfect vision, but there's really just a lot of uncertainty. So when we look at client portfolios, we have a very long-term perspective. We want to make sure that clients' portfolios are going to take them through the rest of their planning lives and get them to where they want to go. So it's not so much a month-to-month or year focus for us. But as we look back on the stock market over the last few years, it really seems like stocks and U.S. equities in particular have been in the fast lane. And with portfolios, we've been on the freeway for sure. And I'm using a California analogy coming from our San Francisco office.
We're looking for an exit?
We'll let you two guys alone. Cars and Californians.
We're on the freeway, but we have our seatbelts on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, you know, a lot of people say, for instance, that Bernie Sanders would be bad for the stock market. On the other hand, the Republicans still might control the Senate, so he might be ineffectual. And so exactly how granular can you be at this point?
In the investment portfolios, not too granular. I think where we and clients are focused on is really around tax law. That's where we could see some major changes depending upon who gets into
Tax law?
Tax law.
I thought you said Tesla. Oh, that must be my mind's
also
on
that.
something.
Also
right.
that.
Tax law.
Tax law.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
okay.
Tax law.
Please explain.
So one of the things that President Trump did when he got into office is he did a lot of tax reduction. And on the estate tax planning side, he increased the amount of money that each individual can give away during their lifetime and death, doubled it to about $11.6 million today. Right now, that is scheduled to be cut in half again in 2026. So there's still a pretty long runway. But if the presidential seat changes quite a bit, that number could be popped back down. It could go lower. Anything could happen. So we work with clients who are very affluent and get the benefit of a lot of abundance. So we've been having conversations about what kind of planning might we want to do if it looks like there could be a change in that tax law?
And then just more broadly, I mean, I think, you know, on this program and others, we all assume everyone knows everything about the best strategies and what you need to be handling. But when you have clients coming into your office and you're taking a look at portfolios, I mean, what are the mistakes you're still seeing people making? And what are the learnings that you guys are trying to pass along? Because, again, I think to some extent we all know you got to minimize your fees, you got to minimize your tax liability. But people walk in and some of the stuff you see, I can only imagine the crazy things that are buried in there. So how are you trying to get folks to maybe just streamline and simplify what they have?
Yeah, well, Miles, there's two sides of money. There's the technical side, which is the nuts and bolts, investment portfolios, compounding returns, tax law that we were talking about, and then there's the emotional side of money. That's the heart and soul. And we see the mistakes coming in when the emotional side and the technical side conflict. And so when people get nervous, they get scared. Some people just avoid money completely and keep their head underground. That's where working with us can really help because we're able to see the big picture with the client and help hold their hands and get them through different scenarios.
Don't get emotional.
Men are the emotional ones.
It's okay to be emotional, just don't make big decisions.
Very California.
Yeah, very California. Don't even get into the psychedelics. Sandi Bragar is partner and managing director at Aspiriant. Great to see you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Hey, investors. Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.